Hello guys, today a new opinion about one of my pieces of gear. It's my small synthesizer, the Alesis Micron. Um, I've picked up these second hand because don't sell it anymore. I don't know why Alesis has stopped to produce some synthesizers, because this is really a cool synthesizer with some cool features. The design, I think it's great. It has something like a toy, but it looks really modern. It has a plain design. It's modest. It's not really fancy. But on one hand, this is something that I really like about it. It has full size keyboard. What's also really cool, because my big Roland FA06, it has also full size, but if you compare the keys are much smaller than this one. What's really great about the Alesis is it's a virtual analog synthesizer, but it sounds really old school. It sounds really analog. If you saw my other videos, I have a Mini Nova, which sounds in my opinion, really metallic. This is uncomparable, because this one sounds really old school. If you listen on my SoundCloud or even on my channel, there are some new videos now. I made this with the Alesis, and it's really amazing. You have great old school sounds on this one. The problem is a little bit with this, the editing is a little bit complicated or difficult, because you have only this very small display, but you can do it. It's the same point on the Mini Nova. Maybe on the Mini Nova it's a little bit more, or it's easier to tweak the sounds. This is maybe one of the critic points on this. It's difficult, but if you like to do some synth pop stuff, or if you like to do a little bit vintage sounds, TB sound, 303 sounds, even the 808 sounds, the analog drum sounds are amazing. It has a cool sequencing functions, where you can do some cool rhythms, really cool patterns, and it's a multi-timbral. This is also really cool on this. So you can split up the keyboard. On one part, you can, on only one key, you can trigger a drum pattern. Then on a second part, you can do some rhythmic stuff. And for the melodies, you can use a third part of the keyboard, and you can do some really cool synth pop stuff. There is one piece for me, I've forgotten now the name. It's called Micronox. It's inspired by the Micron, and it's only made, the drum, the rhythm stuff, and the melody. It's made only on this synthesizer, and this is really cool. So you can do on one thing all things. If I would do some live stuff, synth pop style, I would take only this with me. So you need no drum machine. You don't need any other thing, so you can do everything with this. And it has also a built-in vocoder. You can go in with a microphone. What I don't test it until now is producing sounds on one synthesizer, go in and then play it about this. So I think you can make really crazy stuff with it. What you can do is also, you have some setups. You can configure your setups. What you have to do if you want to play it live or use it live, you have to take time to configure your setups. But once when you have done that, so I think you're ready. What I said with the editing on the display is difficult, but I can tell you a secret about it. If you look a little bit on the internet, there is called an editor for this, a SysX editor. It's called Micron, I think, or Micron AU. You can download this. This works with Logic, or I think any other DAW. And if you have a MIDI adapter, or a sound module with a MIDI adapter, so you can connect it, and you can read out all the configurations, and you can do live tweaking and memorize it also. So you have a tool or a plugin which you can use in Logic to produce new sounds, and this makes it really easy, or much easier than to tweak the sounds or configure the sounds on the display. So I don't know why this is not much more in the internet. I think this is one of the most underestimated analog synthesizers, and I don't know why they stopped to produce it, because it's really great, and I think it's one of the best small size synthesizers, cheap synthesizers for that price. When you can get one second hand, you should definitely buy one. I think the most are around $200-300 now second hand, and I think it's a good investment. So I think every producer should have one. So I'm really amazed by it. If you can pick up one second hand, definitely do it. Thumbs up for Alesis. And there is also a similar one. I think it's the similar thing inside. It's called the Akai Miniac. Or you can take as an alternative the Miniac one. It looks a little bit different. It's a more thing of taste. I like more the design of this one. The Miniac has a micro on it for the vocoder. Maybe it's easier to use it, but it's the similar technique inside, and you can use the same software to tweak the sounds, or the plugin for the Miniac as well. So if you can find one, a Miniac or an Alesis Micron, take it. So it's really cool. It works for everything. If you do hip hop, if you do electronic music, but I think more for old school electronic music, these 303 stuff, synth pop and everything, it's really great. So you can watch a lot of videos. There are many people who made music with it to demonstrate it, but the capabilities for this little piece is really, really great. Even it is not an easy configurable interface, but it has one when you look for it as a plugin in the internet. And one point is it has not a new USB port, but I think the microcorg or the microcorg hasn't one as well. So if you compare to that, it's okay. And one critic point is they have some programs, they're written on the keys. It's a little bit difficult to read it, but when you watch a synthesizer with these shortcuts and how to change programs and everything, I think there were some engineers really thinking about how can I change quick programs, patterns and everything. So it's really a sophisticated synthesizer for that size. So I think this is enough what I said. Listen some videos, look some of my videos which are produced with the Alesis, and if you find one, buy one. I can give a thumbs up for that, even if it's a second-hand piece of gear. Have a nice day. Till another now.